It was just over a week ago that Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin collapsed midfield and went into cardiac arrest. His heart suddenly stopped, but thanks to quick action from team doctors and first responders, Hamlin is alive. He's in Buffalo and walking around today. Yeah, he was saved by CPR, and this life-saving skill is not reserved just for first responders. We all can learn it.
Yes, and that's what Justin and I are about to do right now with the help of Jeff Wells from Do CPR out of Ankeny. Now, Jeff, thanks so much for being with us this morning. You brought some supplies here. You know, what can you tell us about it? Where should we get started?
Well, so first of all, 90% of out-of-hospital cardiac arrests, those people don't survive.
Wow.
So you're looking at a 10% survival rate. By providing CPR early, you can double or triple somebody's chances of surviving that. And Damar Hamlin had the best medical care possible. There was an ambulance just yards from him, tons of medical staff, and that's great. But 70% of cardiac arrests actually happen in a home or residence, where we obviously don't have an ambulance waiting for us. So what we can do is learn the basic skills of CPR and possibly save a life. Hopefully, we never have to use it, but it's out there just in case we need it. And the very first thing we're going to do, and this is called hands-only CPR, so this is kind of a very abbreviated version of a full CPR class that we would teach to healthcare providers or child care providers and that kind of thing. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to, if somebody collapses, we're going to check and see if they're responsive. So we're going to tap on the shoulders, shout, "Are you okay? Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
They don't seem to be okay.
Okay.
So then we're going to have somebody call 911 and have somebody get an AED if one's available. So it's important to instruct somebody. If you're alone, obviously this is all going to be on you to call 911. The best thing to do is grab your cell phone, 911 speakerphone, and start talking to the dispatcher. Dispatchers are great at what they do. Even if you forget everything you've ever known about CPR, or if you've never known anything about CPR, they will walk you through it and help you to save a life possibly. But we're going to have somebody call 911 and grab an AED if one's available. And if they're not breathing, after a quick little check, we're going to immediately start chest compressions. And the way we do that is one hand over the other. We're going to interlace our fingers. The heel of the hand will go right in the center of the chest, right on the sternum. And and this is kind of difficult because we're up on a table. Normally you'd be on the ground. All we're going to do is basically use our upper body weight to go down and back up. You hear a little click there.
Yeah, the click there.
Yep.
Why is that clicking?
And that should click.
Oh, there it
that
goes.
lets you know you're doing it properly.
That was
So you have to do it kind of hard.
May be worried
Yep. So we're going. Oh, sorry. Go
that
ahead.
they may hurt some. I mean, obviously you want to save their life, but then we breaking a sternum.
Yes. Does this cause chest trauma? Yes, it does. Is it better than dying? I think so. So that's why we do it. So we were going a little slow there. We're going to go at a rate of about 100 to 120 beats a minute, which is about like that.
Ooh.
There's a psalm too, right?
Staying alive.
Oh, boy.
Especially Office fans will know that. So we're going to keep doing this, and we can stop for a moment here. We're going to keep doing this until either that person starts to show signs of life or somebody else comes and takes over, whether that be another trained person or whether that be a first responder, or until somebody finds an AED and brings it to me. Now, AEDs, public access AEDs, are available in malls, churches, a lot of places. If you walk into a public building and you look on the wall in the reception area, you'll probably find an AED somewhere in there. And they're great because they provide that kind of care that only used to be available in a hospital, and they provide it anywhere. AEDs all work the same. They don't all exactly look the same. And these are training AEDs. They're a little bit smaller than the real thing. But what we're going to do is the very first thing we're going to turn it on. And then we're just going to listen to the prompts. That's all we have to do. So we'll turn this one on and take a listen.
Adult patient. If the patient is a child, press the child button.
That's handy.
Remove clothing from the patient's chest. Remove packet and apply pads onto patient's bare skin.
And I'm going to pause this just for a moment. These pads have pictures of exactly where they go on that person's chest. So I'm going to keep that paused, and I will take one of these pads off, put it where the picture shows it should go, right there. We'll take the other one, we'll put it right here.
Apply pads as shown in the picture.
And the AED keeps talking to me here.
Do not touch the patient. Analyzing
now it's saying, don't touch
rhythm.
the patient. I'm going to clear everybody, make sure everybody's clear. Nobody's touching them.
Do not touch the patient. Analyzing heart rhythm. Shock advised.
Okay, so the AED wants to shock him.
Do not touch
so we'll make
the
sure everybody's
patient.
back.
Everyone clear.
This button will start to flash.
Press
As
the
soon as we've
flashing
cleared
shock
everybody,
button.
1, 2, 3, clear.
Shock delivered. Begin CPR.
And now we go right back into our chest compression.
Okay.
And most modern AEDs have a metronome with them that will count for you to 10, 20, 30, take you through the whole thing.
So you can do those compressions to the clicking.
Exactly. Then you don't have to think about staying alive in your head.
And that takes a lot of the kind of it can be a daunting task to think, if I learn this, what if I mess up?
Yes.
This technology, it really is a guide, a step-by-step. A lot of people, we don't break open the AED, equipment that's on the walls.
Yep.
So we don't ever get to, thankfully, we normally don't ever get to see how it works and how easy it makes it and helps people save lives.
Yeah.
It's not just on your own for some class that you took maybe in high school that you may have forgotten.
This technology combined with a dispatcher's instructions helps save a lot of lives. And the system just keeps on getting better. There are several links to the chain of survival that we kind of go over, and this is just one part of it. Obviously, early detection is another part. So someone goes down, someone needs to be there to determine if they are breathing or not and if they need CPR, and that's also a very important thing. That gets a little weird when you're in a home. You may be alone, you may need to be with other people, but learning these skills is vital to possibly helping a family member, possibly helping just somebody you don't even know out at the mall or church or wherever you might be. And that's why we teach them. We teach them in Ankeny, North Liberty, and Omaha with Do CPR. And we provide certification classes for those who need it. Like I mentioned, healthcare providers, child care providers, those kinds of people. And people can sign up at docpr.com.
But really, it's something everyone could benefit from.
Yes. Yeah, we have new parents come into our classes. That's actually a very big population of people who come into our classes, or just people who may have relatives that are having some health issues and they just want to be a little bit safer. And then, of course, after big national events like the Damar Hamlin thing that happened, we do have an influx of signups of those people who are like, I've been putting off taking a CPR class. Maybe now's the time.
And you have a website?
We do. Yep. docpr.com.
Okay. Easy as that.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. Thank you for taking us through this and giving people maybe the spark that they needed to go sign up. Do CPR is the company. Thank you for your work with the Ankeny Fire Department as well.
Yes.
And we'll be back with more Today in Iowa after this.